white flowers. She has to have white this, that. Because people in the old days had this weird superstition that a girl had to be pure, perfect, to be married. And that if she was tainted in any which way, that nothing would work out and that they wouldn't love each other. Which is kind of funny because most of the girls in the old days didn't even love the men they were married to. But yeah, the person they're talking about here is like a stand-in for James during his honeymoon after he was married to his wife. So it kind of fits in with like the whole like things don't last forever.
What is this?
I also love how back there, which probably it was barely noticeable since it's like a bug. Hold on. But like when you're here, you get to see a little bug run across, and that's one of the enemies later on in the game. I also love that they have this here because in the original and the HD collection, you never actually go in this building. And it just seems really derelict and abandoned. But I like how they also add like the red stain there to give a hint like, oh, something's wrong here. Besides being like a flower shop where all the flowers are dead. Which is some other symbolism. And then I think in the original, I think this was an area you can access. Oh, more red stuff. Looks like somebody's been partying out tonight.
More of that stuff.
The last time I've seen anything like this was when I worked at a Perkins. Let's say, customers are disgusting and they have no sense of sanctity for an establishment.
Huh.
Surprisingly, a lot less of it being the children and more of the adults who decide either they want to come into a normal eating place wasted or that they're just naturally gross. Ooh, genuine optical. I like how it's like genuine optical. So like something that sounds like a eye clinic, but with all the stuff nearby it, it looks more like a garage. Oh, soda can. Oh, I can't mess around with the stuff here. That reminds me though, one interesting thing about this game. Did that just that soda can just kept going and it just glitched through everything. But when I first played this game, they had like some weirdly interesting like ambient on collision, even if you don't have that on. So like if you didn't have it on, you'd still like be able to move like some very small things on the ground. It was weird. The better choice for a better life. True care. Health care plan. I don't know why, but it looked like the name Ryan. I'm like, that doesn't seem right. But as an American, I can say, bruh, healthcare ain't gonna do crap for anybody here. Ooh, Gonzalo. Actually, what does that sign say? Yeah, I can't even read that. Hold on. Oh, that reminds me. This is one thing that's going to mess me up this game. And I find it really strange because it's like a really huge difference from every Silent Hill game before and after it. So in Silent Hill, it's always been triangle to open the map. For some weird reason, it's the up directional in this game, and you can't change it. And it is like the most weirdest nonsense. So it's kind of interesting. Someone didn't use their barf bag. I'm also trying to look for something around here, so sorry if I'm like looking around a lot. Because it's like there's something that is in the remake that's in the original, but it's in like a really weird place. I think that's it. It's somewhere around here then. But like, so in the original, like, yeah, there's this small cafe place, but there is like weird out of place monument that you wouldn't see going along the original path. That is a lot closer to the houses. But uh due to the remake, you go through a sort of different pathway to get to the next section of the area. Well, in the old game, you have to walk through this area again, so you can actually get to see the monument. Like, yeah, you get to actually also look in here, which I like because it's like a little bit of foreshadowing. Also, one thing I love is the fog here. Like, yeah, it's not as thick as Silent Hill 1 or 2 or 3, like the originals, but they put so much effort. Like, apparently they really wanted to stay true to like the developers' wishes to make this fog seem like a living thing. So like depending how you move your camera around, how close you are, or where you are, the fog itself will actually move.
Hey, wait.
So like yeah, with this cutscene, it's kind of weird. Like it's very easy to see what's a cutscene, what's not. But that's because unlike the original, so in the original there was no actual cutscene or as great of one, but the fog was super thick, so you couldn't even see the creature. You could barely make out the figure. And that did everything in that moment. But then it's like you can barely see the road and stuff. But here it makes sense. Yeah, you can't see the figure because suddenly it gets super cloudy. But then it dissipates like before and after. So then it's like still easier to see stuff and interact with places. But then it's also like when you're running around, if you get closer, the fog moves away. So it's like if you get close to a place, you just stop and then you can see where the fog will actually still continue to move away to keep up that perspective of sight, but also not being able to see things, which I like because it does this justice and it worked very similarly to the original. Oh, here we go. This is the thing I also wanted to see. So this is an interesting thing, partially because you can actually read the stone in the original and get what it means. But it's like, how would I put it? In HD collection, it's horrible. It's horribly redone in Comic Sans. And then it's like, how would I put it? It's like you have to like look stuff up or like keep going in and out, be able to see what words are legible. But the remains of Blood Swamp. The executioners of this land. The executioners of the land surrounding this monument was originally a swamp, was later filled in. It was hence nicknamed Blood Swamp because the waters were used to wash the executioner's tools. After generations, something would be poured into it. Perhaps it's for this reason. No, it's for that reason that many inhabitants claim to have seen spirits. Or, hold on. Oh, have seen phenomena or phenomenon in the area. Like, I can admit it's still a bit hard to see because it's like, here's the thing. I still have some of like that difficulty reading stuff. Another memory event. Yeah, we can go towards that section where that is. If I remember correctly, in the original we go, and then we go that way back out. But this I love. Though I feel like it's closer to being inspired by how the movies show these sort of rifts. Because it's like, yeah, you see the huge pit, but you see like bits of like the otherworld pipage and lighting and stuff still connecting things. Which is actually pretty cool. Kiss, kiss, but oh, I'm blabbing too much. I'll stay silent for a bit. I need to rest my voice.